Hey there, it's Mike Frieder here with On-Call Compliance Solutions, and I'm back with another compliance tip of the week. Today we're talking about NIST SP 800-171 Control 3.6.2. Track, document, and report incidents to designated officials and or authorities, both internal and external to the organization. So, a little bit to unpack here, kind of like 3.6.1, but now we're talking about getting into the nitty-gritty of exactly the things you have to do when we're dealing with an incident. So if I was to answer this question, I would say, hey, it's implemented via the incident response plan and incident response form. Here's a big hint. We just talked about the incident response plan and procedures. And if you haven't seen that video, go back and check out our video on NIST SP 800-171 3.6.1. Great video there. They'll talk to you about the incident plan and procedures. But even more specifically, we need a form to demonstrate that we have an ability to track, document, and report these incidents, and then also begin to really go through the evidence gathering process. So the organization is trained in cyber incident reporting and the use of DIBnet. So of course, DIBnet's very critical. We all know that if we fall under the DFARS regulations, we have an obligation to report cyber incidents. DIBnet is where we go and do that. So we know that that's a fact, we know that's a thing, and so as a result, again, part of our plan and procedures surely have to include a fork in the road where we decide if we're going to go and report this as a cyber incident to DIBnet. The organization utilizes tabletop games and role-play simulations to practice tracking, documenting, and reporting incidents during annual trainings. So maybe that part is true for you, maybe it's not. I like to put it in there because if you're anything more than a 1 or 2 or 3 person business, you should be leveraging the idea of role-playing to know what happens when you have risk-related events. Now I know if you're a small business out there, you're thinking to yourself, like, are you serious, Mike? Is that really, like, should I really be getting my team around a table and practicing what we should be doing if we're like 4 people? And my answer is yes. And the reason is because what happens if your computer systems go down? Because that's the risk. I don't care if you're 4 people. If you can't make payroll, your people won't stick around very long, and you certainly won't be able to perform on that defense contract. So yes, that's part of the point of why the DoD has made this law no matter what size company you are, and that's how serious it is. They need you to be able to perform and stay in business, and this is what it takes, especially when your name is public record as someone involved in the United States' Department of Defense, right? If you're a DIB contractor, if you're a defense industrial based player, right? Someone who's doing defense contracting, even as a subcontractor, your name is probably out there in the public, which makes you a target. So yeah, all this stuff is really necessary. Now, how do we do this? 1, incident response form, right? Simple, just create a basic form with all the elements from your incident response plan. 2, the way we like to do it, we use our IT ticketing system to be able to document everything, document, track, report, all that stuff happens all through IT tickets. If they're physical incident response, physical premise related stuff, maybe you have a physical security sheet that you create, or maybe you even create a ticket within your IT ticketing system and give your physical facility security officer, FSO, facility security officer, maybe you're giving them access to be able to work those tickets. So a lot of really good information in here, but again, the most important part is if an incident happens, your first reaction, and man, if you're a small business, I'm so glad you're watching this video, because a lot of small businesses really get into trouble over not tracking and documenting things. Again, now you're required to, as a part of this compliance standard, you've got to track, document, and be able to report on incidents as they happen. And by the way, it'll keep you out of legal trouble. And hey, if you're trying to get compliant with DFARS, NIST SP 800-171, or CMMC on your own, and looking for help, our compliance experts are always on call for you. Visit NIST 800-171compliance.com or check out the bio below for links to make life easy. There you can find more information about how we can help, self-schedule time at your convenience with one of our compliance experts through any form on the website, or learn more about our completely done-for-you services that can have you on your way to being compliant in just 2 to 3 days. And I got to tell you, if you're a small to mid-sized business, one of my favorite things that we get to do when we're working with younger or smaller defense contractors is we get to use this compliance standard as an amazing way to help you mature your company's processes and systems. It's so awesome. I mean, really, we're big believers in this stuff. Very thankful that the government has spent the time and effort to put this together for you guys, because believe it or not, a lot of these things that we talk about, this is a great example of systematically tracking and documenting the things that go on day to day. These are things that will help you grow. These are things that will help you become the bigger company you want to be. And hey, if you love the content we're putting out for you, help us out with a big thumbs up on that like button, or even better, smash the subscribe button to get the latest compliance content as soon as our compliance nerds roll it out. It's what they love to do all day long. It's a great way to stay prepared for that upcoming CMMC certification. Everybody's going to have to eventually get through it. And until the next compliance tip, my friends, stay safe and secure out there, and hit us in the comments below to let us know what you'd like to know more about when it comes to information security and compliance. I'll see you on the next one.